Here's the gang, and Sunny Funny is with them. Hey guys, do you want to go to the movies?
The movies? No. Check out this new comic book.
Wow, Joe Chan is such a great hero.
Look how he handles all those bad guys.
I guess being in your own comic would be cool, if you're into that sort of thing.
My own comic book? I'd have to be a hero like Joe Chan. But how can I do that? Yeah, I know. I gotta believe.
You gotta do what?
I gotta believe.
He's the paper-thin pup who's just gotta believe it's PaRappa from the PaRappa The Rapper series. For the many of you who are unfamiliar with PaRappa The Rapper is a series of beat-based games that originally released on the PlayStation 1 in 1996. It may not have been the first, but nobody can deny that this series helped shape the future of the beat-based genre. It was mainly due to the PlayStation's audio quality, the goofy yet lovable characters, and the unique gameplay that made it such an influential game. But now, onto PaRappa himself. PaRappa is a paper-thin pup who loves to rap against his mentors, eating sweets, and hanging out with the love of his life, Sunny Funny. Despite that, he also tends to doubt in his own abilities when he's faced with a problem. But after telling himself that he's just gotta believe that he can do it, he manages to overcome the odds and face the problem like a grown-up. And today, PaRappa will kick, punch, and block the various mascots on the Super Smash Bros. Roster. So starting off, since PaRappa is as thin as paper, he'd be an extremely lightweight character, and he would also be a flat character, just like Mr. Game & Watch. He'd have two very high jumps, and would be able to wall jump. But now, let's dive into his costumes. Well, actually before that, this video is sponsored by StreamStation PC. For those of you who've never heard of StreamStation PC, StreamStation PC is a website that sells PC equipment, but not just any PC equipment. Each PC here is custom made and was made with gaming in mind. These are high quality gaming PCs that can run up to 60 frames per second and even supports 4K resolution. So if you'd like to order a custom made gaming PC, head on over to StreamStationPC.com. And if you'd like to get a small discount while simultaneously supporting my channel, then use the promo code on screen. And now, back to the video. Okay, now let's dive into his costumes. For PaRappa's default appearance, he'll be in his iconic orange beanie, blue shirt, and red shoes. For the first alt, PaRappa's beanie turns blue, and his shirt turns red, which references what PaRappa's beanie looks like when completing all the levels once in PaRappa The Rapper 2, as well as Lammy, the main protagonist of the PaRappa The Rapper spin-off game called Jam or Lammy. For the second alt, PaRappa's beanie turns a dandelion color and his shirt turns light green, which is Smash Original. For the third alt, PaRappa gets a gray and black color scheme, which is again a Smash Original. For the fourth alt, PaRappa's beanie turns pink, while his shirt and pants turn light blue and pink. This references what PaRappa's beanie looks like when he completes all the levels twice in PaRappa 2, and also references PaRappa's crush, Sunny Funny. For the fifth alt, PaRappa's shirt turns a very bright shade of blue, and his beanie turns green. This references Chop Chop Master Onion, who taught PaRappa karate and also taught him that no matter if he kicked or punched, it'd all be in his mind. Then for the sixth alt, PaRappa gets a blue shirt and a yellow beanie. The yellow beanie references the same beanie that he wore when completing all the levels 3 times in PaRappa The Rapper 2, while the rest of his getup references one of his personal friends, Katie the cat. And the final alt will have PaRappa in a white shirt and a purple beanie, which references the rapper known as MC King Kong Mushi. Now with all that out of the way, let's go ahead and dive into the moveset. Now before I begin, there are 2 things I need to address. First of all, for those who didn't know, there's actually a PlayStation crossover game called PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale, a game that is constantly compared to Super Smash Bros. Well, it just so happens that PaRappa here was actually a guest fighter in that game, and had a complete moveset to work with. So you may be thinking that I'll be using his moveset from that game as inspiration for this moveset. Well, as I've made it abundantly clear in the past, I don't intentionally copy other people's movesets. I make each moveset using my own research and my own ideas. And if there happens to be any similarities towards anyone else's moveset, it's because we both use the same source materials to make them. But the other thing I wanted to address is that PaRappa here will have an optional gimmick that very much reflects the entirety of the PaRappa series: timed button presses. Some of you may be confused when I mention that, so allow me to explain. In the PaRappa games, your goal was to rap by timing your button presses to the beat of the song. There was also a meter above PaRappa to indicate what buttons need to be pressed at a specific point in the rap. So to further reference the fact that PaRappa was a beat-based game, PaRappa's damage and knockback dealt to opponents will increase the more times you time your attacks to the beat of the song that's playing in the background. This applies to all of his attacks, meaning that PaRappa will be a very strong character to go up against. Don't worry though, you don't have to use this gimmick when playing as PaRappa. I mean, this gimmick is pretty complex as is, but it'll be even more complex if you're playing in an online match. Despite it not being necessary to use, it definitely helps PaRappa out in the course of a match. Because by default, PaRappa's attacks are slightly weak and don't deal nearly as much knockback compared to his timed hit gimmick. So if you'd want to turn the tide of a match and actually help PaRappa win, then I'd highly recommend using his timed button gimmick. Okay, now with that gimmick out of the way, let's go ahead and dive into PaRappa's neutral attacks. For most of PaRappa's neutral attacks, PaRappa will use a bunch of kicks, punches, and chops to get the job done. The reason for that is because it references the very first level of the very first PaRappa game, where PaRappa had to learn karate to become a hero. So starting off with the jab, it'll be a 2-hit jab that can lead into a flurry attack. The first 2 hits will have PaRappa punch forwards, whereas the flurry attack will have PaRappa unleash a flurry of punches. Both the flurry attack and the jab come out pretty quickly, but that also means that they aren't that strong. For the dash attack, PaRappa will perform a sliding kick on the ground. It's basically like Mario's dash attack, but it doesn't launch throws all that far. For the side tilt, PaRappa performs an extending kick forwards. This move surprisingly launches pretty far, but doesn't deal a whole lot of damage. This move can also be slightly angled up or down. For the down tilt, PaRappa performs a sliding kick downwards. This move has the ability to slide PaRappa slightly forwards on the ground, so this move could be used for great follow-up attacks. For the up tilt, PaRappa performs an uppercut. Similar towards the side tilt, this move can launch foes pretty high, but doesn't deal a whole lot of damage. Now for the forward smash, PaRappa will perform a chopping motion with his hand and slams it from high to low in front of himself. This smash attack is surprisingly strong, being able to deal a large amount of damage pretty quickly. The downside with this move is that it doesn't launch foes all that far, so good luck trying to KO foes with this move. For the down smash, PaRappa will breakdance and spin on the ground a single time. Despite spinning, he only launches foes on impact. For the up smash, PaRappa will perform a kick upwards. It's surprisingly strong compared to most up smash attacks, but again, it doesn't launch foes all that high. For the neutral air, PaRappa will perform a simple kick, just like Mario's neutral air. For the forward air, PaRappa will perform a kick from high to low in front of himself. As you might have guessed, this move has the ability of spiking anyone who happens to be too close. For the back air, PaRappa kicks both of his legs behind himself. Just like most of the moveset, this move comes out pretty quickly, but doesn't launch foes all that far. For the down air, PaRappa performs a kick downwards while he plummets down to the ground. This move may sound and look like Sonic's down air, but instead of continuously plummeting down to the ground even after hitting opponents, PaRappa will jump off of the opponents and spike them if he happened to have hit them. So kinda like Simon and Richter's down air. And finally, for the up air, PaRappa will perform a simple kick upwards. But where PaRappa has just gotta believe is with his special attacks. For PaRappa's neutral special, PaRappa will equip a mic and do the one thing that he's well known for doing: rapping. I mean, his whole series revolves around rapping, so of course I had to include it somewhere in this moveset. When the special button is tapped, PaRappa will immediately rap and cause a small shockwave to appear around himself. This shockwave doesn't deal a whole lot of damage, but it does have 3 unique properties. 1, If a player is caught in the shockwave, they'll immediately be stunned into place for a brief second and will then be launched high into the air. 2. If a projectile tries to hit PaRappa when he used the special, then that projectile will automatically be reflected back into the direction it came from. And 3. If you time the special to the beat of the song, then PaRappa will get a temporary boost in his strength. Despite this sounding like a reliable special, you can't activate your attack boost if you just tap the special button once. You've got to time your button presses at least 5 times in a row. Not only that, but if you happen to get hit, you'll have to restart your tapping from the beginning. So keep that in mind. Also, a little cosmetic note, depending on the song that plays in the background, PaRappa will actually rap the lyric that plays. An instrumental soundtrack, however, is going to be very different. Instead, he'll just be saying a bunch of catchphrases and stuff that come from his series. Now for the side special, PaRappa will ride on a skateboard and zoom forwards. When he zooms forwards, he can immediately turn around by moving in the opposite direction that he's facing in. If this move sounds vaguely familiar, then you're probably thinking of either Wario's or Bowser Jr.'s side special. However, unlike both of their side specials, once PaRappa hits an opponent with this move, he'll immediately do a kickflip on the skateboard, which causes them to be launched forwards and also causes the skateboard to disappear. This move can also be used for horizontal recovery, so this move can be great for trying to reach back onto the stage. Now for the down special, PaRappa will place his boombox named Boxy Boy downwards. I'm sorry, Boxy Boy? You could have come up with a bunch of cool nicknames like Boomington or Mr. Boombox, but Boxy Boy? When Boxy Boy is placed, he will remain on screen for about 10 seconds and will cause a medium-sized shockwave to appear around himself that will keep pulsing every time the beat is dropped. Despite sounding like his neutral special, this move cannot reflect projectiles, and Boxy Boy himself can get destroyed if he takes a total of 15% of damage. However, if PaRappa used his neutral special while he was close to Boxy Boy, then the shockwave will expand in size, causing the shockwave to deal even more damage than before. Not only that, but this shockwave can now act as a reflector, just like PaRappa's neutral special. The downside with this is that if PaRappa uses neutral special while he was close to Boxy Boy, he'll disappear a lot sooner than before, so make sure to use Boxy Boy wisely. And finally, for the up special, this will be an innovative attack where PaRappa will throw his wired mic upwards, which can latch onto either the edge of the stage or player in midair, just like Byleth's up special. However, unlike Byleth, PaRappa can freely aim this wired mic into any direction by using the control stick to aim. It can also be aimed in front of PaRappa while on the ground, so PaRappa could use this as a type of grab. Despite that, this move will fail to grab onto an opponent if they happen to have been shielding, so keep that in mind. And now, for the final smash. PaRappa's final smash will be Ultimate Rap. This will be a cinematic final smash where PaRappa will summon 2 ginormous speakers to appear on opposite sides of himself, which then proceed to cause 2 large shockwaves to appear on opposite sides of PaRappa. Anyone hit by these shockwaves will then be sent into a cinematic. The cinematic then plays out with PaRappa rapping on a large stage in front of a massive audience. After he's finished rapping, he'll end with a pose and screams to the top of his lungs, "I've gotta believe," ending the cinematic. This final smash references the final rap that PaRappa performs in both of the PaRappa games. The stage of choice is the Fruits Dojo from PaRappa the Rapper. This stage's layout is, hilariously enough, reminiscent of the Mishima Dojo stage in Smash, where it has 2 walls and a big ceiling that can be destroyed. Its main hazard is that, occasionally, Chop Chop Master Onion will instruct the players to time their attacks to the beat of the song. If executed properly, they get a temporary attack boost for about 10 seconds. And the final stage hazard is that, periodically, the background of the dojo will turn into a bunch of noodles, which then shows the city being invaded by the main villain of PaRappa The Rapper 2, Colonel Noodles. Hence the name of the series, most of the songs in the series are a bunch of rap songs.
Punch it's all in the mind. If you wanna test me, I'm sure you'll find the things I'll teach ya. Sure to beat ya. Nevertheless, you'll get a lesson from teacher. Now kick,
Kick,
punch,
punch,
chop,
chop,
block.
block,
Once more now, kick,
kick,
punch,
punch,
chop,
chop,
and block.
block.
Don't get cocky, it's gonna
on the gas.
Step on the gas.
Step on the brakes.
Step on the brakes.
Now step on the gas.
Step on the gas.
When I say boom, 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 you say bam, bam, bam. No pause in between. Come on, let's jam. Step on the gas.
Step on the gas.
Step on the brakes.
Step on the brakes.
Step on the brakes.
Step on the brakes.
Step on the gas.
Step on the gas.
I'm glad you know which way to go, but it ain't gonna stop.
What you gonna do when they come?
I gotta redeem.
What you gonna do when they come?
I gotta believe.
What you gonna do when they come?
I gotta
You gotta
receive.
do what? You gotta do what?
I gotta believe.
Hey, yo, everybody, just check out the way I live, everybody.
Yo, everybody. Time to break and hit the party.
Here comes the dude.
So ketchup, some mustard, some salt, and some pepper. Pour it on right, guys. We got no extra. You watch the grill, control the flame, guys. Follow the rules, stay productive and wise, and cook those burgers.
Cook those burgers.
Turn the patty over.
Turn the patty over.
Hey, come on and watch them fries. I'm not
Watch
kidding.
them fries.
Better execute sooner.
Better execute sooner.
Bring on the ketchup.
Bring on the ketchup.
Don't forget the cheese.
What's this? What's this? What's this? A trick with a twist. Somebody do something, call somebody and make it quick. I'm sorry, I lied. Just wanted to guide everybody through this and go with a ride. Pull the lever or whatever. Right now, right now.
Pull the lever or whatever. Right now, right now.
Better make it quick. Hey, hey, look down.
Better make it quick. Hey, hey, look down.
Get me out of this and now push the button.
Get you out of this and now push.
In parentheses, let me stress the fact clearly. No matter what the deal, I crave for this dearly. The so-called noodles that you find in spaghetti are sweeter than idols, do damage like machetes. Without a doubt, I got the flow coming at you live. Bring the place alive every single day I jive. With the thought comes my direct actions. Ask my followers, they'll say it's an addiction. Slurp it, suck it, I know you all like it.
Slurp it, suck it. I know we all like it.
Smell it, taste it, pasta in the market.
Smell it, taste it, fruit in the
In total, 16 songs would be included, 4 of which would be remixed.
tips in English, Korean.
Anything goes.
And that would be if PaRappa The Rapper joined Super Smash Bros. I'm genuinely surprised that PaRappa The Rapper is seen as an unimportant franchise to the PlayStation brand. Sure, it's a very weird franchise, but it helped shape the rhythm-based genre to what it is today. If PlayStation ever decide to revisit some of their retro franchises, PaRappa The Rapper should definitely be the first franchise to get a new game. It is a blast to play through these games. Anyways, do you have a character you'd like to see be given a Smash moveset? If so, let me know in the comments down below. And while you're at it, why not hit subscribe? That way you can get notified when I put out any Super Smash Bros. Moveset videos. As always, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.